Hey, what is up? So glad you could join us again. Another edition of The Smoke Show. It's my first time with these guys in over a month. It's been an adventure the last month. I'm not going to bore you with details, but that doesn't mean that we all haven't spent time together, whether it be Mike at the far end, the chef, Dave Hubbard, of course, the man behind the butchery. I've been out to the butchery a couple times, picked up a bunch of stuff in my two trips, including for our barbecue last weekend, the weekend before.
Correct.
Yeah, we had a blast at my house. Maybe you heard us talking about it and everything. We've done a few of these now. This one wasn't as grandiose as the one that we did last October, but I'll tell you what, I think the food turned out great. And quite frankly, as we were talking about before we started, boys, I thought this was more fun because we kind of knew what we were doing. Is that the way to say it?
We're getting better at it. Absolutely. We nailed this one.
I think it's taking the time to plan it out and do all that stuff. We did that the first time. We really did. We every step of the way, and then we went through the motions of it the first time nervously, and then this time we already had it going, so we just jumped into it and did it. And yeah, it was not as big a production from the standpoint of we didn't have the big old smoker with the pig on there, but we still had a bunch of other stuff. We still had 40 pounds of chicken wings, half chickens. Mike, tell everybody what we had on the menu. It was a big menu.
Well, on the menu, we had, first of all, we had, three smokers and a grill.
Yep.
On the three smokers, we had 5 baby backs,
Yep,
racks
lots
of baby
yes,
backs.
yep.
We had, 40 pounds of wings. We had some half chickens on the Weber grill. We had some quarter turkeys on the smoker.
Oh, that was good.
Then Sean had what I believe turned out to be the fan favorite, thanks to Chef Dave's cooking style, was that tenderloin.
That
was one of the more amazing things that we've done, just because it was a little bit different. It was still a little bit frozen. Dave, you went in and put it on that Weber grill, and you took it off at 92 degrees. And you let that sit, and it was perfect.
It was a timing thing. So Sean had marinated that tenderloin for about an hour, maybe a little bit longer than that. He had plans to put it in and use it earlier, so it wasn't like you just froze it to freeze it. We definitely wouldn't suggest freezing a tenderloin, but Sean had changed up some plans earlier.
I had COVID.
Oh, sorry. Well, that's his fault. No, I kid. No,
I did. True story. We were supposed to do it on Easter. Dave when I went and bought it, you had wrapped it very nicely. You said, this is going to stay. We were supposed to have everybody over on Easter, and I had COVID. So, nobody came over on Easter. So, I was like, what can I do with it? I'll save it for my friends.
That's right. So you quarantine that bad boy in the freezer.
Oh, yes, the tenderloin was quarantined. And when it came out of quarantine.
Exactly. We put that bad boy on that Weber.
Well, and the first question we had was, me and Sean were at his house, and you were on the phone, was what we were going to what we were going to season it with. And am I remembering correct? We just went keeping it simple, salt and pepper.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, we did.
I remember sending Sean the message because I was opening up the market, and Sean says, what do you want me to do with this thing or whatever? How should I? And I said, just throw some salt on there. Not even, salt and pepper is fine. And I think your text back was, that's what I was thinking. So I was like, perfect, but I think we've kind of come to the conclusion, not really the conclusion, but we've come to the consensus that the three of us are kind of all on the same page that the more we complicate things, the more they don't taste any better, right? No. They might taste good, but doing all this other stuff that, we talk about layers of flavor because I like to do that. Yep. That's a whole different animal, but rushing things in it, we just let the meat be the meat, and we don't have to add a bunch of extra seasoning and stuff like that. So that tenderloin was really nice. But let's talk real quick, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
That Weber grill. Like, honest to goodness, we don't talk about equipment on the show as much as I think we should. I think we get a lot of questions about those things. Sean, that's a classic Weber grill. You've had it for a while. How long have you had that grill, real quick?
06, I think.
Yeah,
I've had it 15 years. Yeah.
And what do I say? Honest to goodness, this is no. I'm not setting you up. Like, legit. What do I say every time I come to your house?
You
and
love
walk
that
up
thing.
Like, I'm not
love it. Yeah.
So it tells you equipment is really key, I think, in a lot of ways. Now, on the pellet smokers, the Traegers, we all, Mike, I believe you're going to work your way.
Soon. Yeah. I'm working my way in.
We like that because we like that machine, but I think we also like it because of the consistency.
Yep.
We like it because the ease of use, right? The other thing is, it doesn't seem to break down. Yet you've had some issues with yours, and so we'll get to that real quick because I had a question. Because have you solved that, I guess, is the question. I'll just go straight to it.
So the Traeger people actually called me a couple days ago and said they wanted to go through the whole dance again. And I'm not, I think you guys know me. I'm a pretty easygoing guy, I would like to think.
Yeah.
I told them I'm not wasting my time doing this again because we did this 4 months ago and you were convinced that, nope, we know exactly what it is. It's the
that
power
plug.
brick.
Yeah.
And it took me 3 months to get the part. And then we found out that it wasn't the power brick. Well, now they are convinced that it is the face of the computer, and so they want to send us a new face of
like
the
the
computer.
electric panel, if you
But
will.
I have to go down there, and I have to open up the panel and basically send pictures and do everything with their customer service. And to be honest with you, I'm just not going to do that.
It's like one headache
because
after-
I
yeah.
told them,
Yeah.
I said, I hope that you take this in the proper context. I said, you convinced me that it was the power brick before. I'm not doing this again.
Right.
I'm going to find a store. There's a store right down the road, as a matter of fact,
yeah.
that they can take it and they can deal with it. But in order to do it, and in order to be under warranty, I have to call them and do the dance anyway.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm going to have to make this phone call anyway, which I'm dreading. And to be honest with you, with the schedule being as busy as it's been lately, when I have the time to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't know when.
Right.
Yeah.
And which takes me to the Masterbuilt because I
That was
love
what I was leading
the
up
Masterbuilt.
to.
Love it.
Is a conversation that we had, and at your house. I remember we're standing in the back there, and we're having a good time. Everybody said, "Wow, this is really tasting good." And I looked over, and you said, "I really love this Masterbuilt smoker."
Absolutely.
And I said, "Wow." I was kind of, but same kind of thing where it was like I first was like I didn't really like mine because I didn't know how to use it. And, yeah, right. Honest to goodness. And then it was like watching Mike and seeing how he
Same.
works his Masterbuilt
Same.
smoker. I gotta say this: chicken wings out of your smoker, out of the Weber, are awesome. Out of the Traeger are like they really are next level. A little kiss of smoke. Out of the Masterbuilt, it's a whole different is the best word, but I think it's a whole nother level in my mind of awesome chicken wing. The smoke is a lot deeper.
Yes.
But Mike has mastered it to the point where it isn't all smoke.
No,
Which I was in the beginning when I was using that darn thing. It was just like all smoke, and my meat was tough. And I'm like, what the? I gotta slow it down.
And you had them. Your bottom rack was bright, like dark.
Dark.
It was dark. They
100%. You're right. Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah,
smoked,
yeah.
and
Pretty
if you
much
don't
burnt
like
almost.
that smoke, you're gonna have a tough time eating them. And the reason I got to that point was my family likes smoke, but they don't like smoke. So I had to learn how to adjust over time. And when we did those 40 pounds of butchery party wings,
Those are nice. Amish.
You remember I was taking racks, I was moving them here, and we moved them. So we had them on there for 2 hours, and every 45 minutes I just moved them. Then we crisped them on the grill because it does have a tougher time where you get the Traeger's better as it crisps them a little bit better.
The texture thing.
Yeah, the
Isn't
texture.
it funny? It comes with experience because I know I told you this, Dave, and if I recall, you didn't necessarily agree with me, but that's okay. To each their own. My
probably just messing
daughter
with
and
you.
I prefer ribs on the Masterbuilt now. That's where we want to do our ribs. I have found
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I don't-
my ribs are better on my Masterbuilt than I did on the Traeger.
Yep.
They are. They're and it's funny because you even told me when we had this conversation, the reason I remember is because you had told me that you had
really
gotten
thinking
a
about
new
that.
supplier like from the UP, right?
Yep.
Those ribs were unbelievable. The six
Yeah.
the 6 racks that I bought were unbelievable.
So it's a Duroc pork pig
I buy 'em
that's
again?
broken down. Yeah.
Okay.
We're bringing them in special.
Can I buy a lot?
Of course, you can get as many as you like.
Okay.
Can I
And,
get whatever's left over?
I'll cook for you, Mike.
No, I was thinking pretty hard there, intently about the 2 ribs on the smoker and the Traeger, the pellet grill. The reason why I don't call the Traeger a smoker is because it's really it's a cross, right? It's doing both. So the Masterbuilt is straight smoker. I'm having No, I honestly good. Maybe it's the St. Louis rib on that Traeger grill and that's converted by this guy right here, is the best rib I've ever had. I'm not exaggerating. Like the baby back rib out of the smoker, I might give you that one because the baby back's at shout out alert at Slow's Barbecue is the best baby back rib in the world in my opinion, and that's out of a straight smoker stick barbecue. Some more like the master built. So I would say that's where I'm having the hard time. Maybe it's the type of rib. That spare rib on that Traeger grill is second to none. The St. Louis style cut on that Traeger, second to none. The baby back rib, I might go with you. That pork loin, the smoke, it's much thicker, so it can maybe absorb a little bit more of the smoke, going into that smoker and it kind of do its thing. I'll meet you halfway. I'll say the baby back is good in that smoker, but the Saint, there's no way that thing is so darn good.
And this is what we do.
The bigger things go on the Traeger. There's no doubt about it. I have a Prime at home, another Prime that eventually will go on my Traeger
eventually.
When I want to do the Boston Butt, that it's immensely better on. Now it wasn't bad on the Master Build. I told you it wasn't bad, but I liked it better on the Traeger.
I think absolutely, because again, it's the dependability of it. When you are doing the Master Build, you at times miss a handful of chips, or you get too many chips in there. It's not the consistency of it.
That's what it is.
For the way you do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you get the bar. Now, for myself, when I'm doing it and I'm wrapping it like I do, the Master, like I said, but it's also, I've done it for 10 years on my Master Build, and I can do it blindfolded.
Yeah,
I don't even temp it.
So full circle,
exactly,
Mike, you're good. Full circle, know your equipment, right? So we're just talking about our equipment, our what we're working on, what we're smoking on, whatever it is that we're using, to cook. I have, you can put a little smoke box, metal box in your Weber and put some wood chips in there and create a smoker inside there if you like.
I've done that.
And that can give you the same kind of effect as that Traeger. Maybe not the temperature balance and all that stuff is going to be really, really hard to keep it, consistent and whatnot. But I think you nailed it. You nailed it, Mike, 100%. You've worked that darn thing to where one, it's seasoned very well, and you know.
Oh, that
but two, you know what to expect, right? And if I put this piece of meat here, if I put it here, if I up, down, low, wherever it is, your hot spots and whatnot. Yeah. We talked about that on I still, I'm figuring it out. I told you, I said, watch, there's going to be this ring of smoked wings that I got to rotate. And you looked at me, about an hour later, you go, oh, look, that's just smoked, Dave. And I rotated them.
Yep, you rotated them.
And so that was just me watching you, right? Yep. And the other thing was, real quick, and then we can get on to prime rib if you want to start cutting into that bad boy.
Mike, why don't you start cutting into that?
Was you taught me a little bit about its moisture too. Like you add moisture into your wood smoker where there's no moisture really added in to the Webers or those pellet grills. So I think that's something too.
Mike, you taught me that. That's what I do with my Master Build.
A little bit of vinegar or water or juice.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Apples in there.
Fruit. Yep.
Now, when I had my Traeger, I would get a little pan of water at times, and I would slip it between that grate and on that little with that catch area right in there.
Yeah, in the bottom of the pan.
And I have put some water in there at times when I was doing when I was first doing ribs, because I wanted to have some moisture in there.
Did you have to put 2 bricks to tilt your Never mind. And everybody walked by the smoker. See, we have a slanted, it slants away from the house, right? So I put 2 bricks underneath the Master Built to tilt it back into the drip pan, and everybody that walked by said, why are those bricks there? And I never. Doesn't that look beautiful? Now, how do you expect me to keep talking when you do what you just did?
So we did 2 different things. I did prime rib traditional, which is just crusted it. I put it in a seal bag or a back bag and put it in the cooler for about 24 hours. And so that kind of sealed in some of the flavor. And then I threw it into the smoker.
Art thinks he's in with Joy. He's in the other room with his hand up.
For one, shout out to Fish doing a great job producing
What's up,
the show.
Fish?
Thanks, Fish.
2, I noticed right away that you guys are cutting this rope. Can you explain the rope? I've always wanted to know.
100%. Yeah, so that's just butcher's twine. So what we do is on this prime rib, I'll show you the whole shot here. What we do is we take this whole piece of prime rib, or they call it an export. It's a bone-in ribeye. And this bone-in ribeye, see that bad boy in the back? And the meat's on the front. We cut that off in the butchering process. So we cut that off for you, so you can season inside there, season all around your meat, and then we put it back on the bone. And we take a butcher's twine, we tie, and we seal it pretty much back together and nice and tight. And then once we have the twine on there, we can roast this piece of meat off. It can still get the flavor from the bone, and it can also, go ahead and penetrate into the meat. And then we can, when we're done cooking it, we don't want to have to now cut that, right? So that we did that before. So we just snip off, like you said, we're just snipping off that butcher's twine. We can separate meat from bone.
Look at
take
that.
this bone. This is Mike's favorite piece of meat. we take this is a beef rib, Mike.
Yep,
right?
Thank you.
The beef rib, which is on the back of the export of the rib eye
like
there.
There are 2 beef ribs there.
Yes.
And we can now slice this once we separate it very easily.
And I like to take that and I'll put that back on the grill and I'll crisp that
Bingo.
baby back
That's what-
right
yeah.
up. A little bit more
Yeah.
seasoning, crisp that up. And that is, so last time I did a prime rib from the butchery, I had it just like this, of course. Cut it up for my son and his friends. They ate that. I popped this back on the grill and I sat out and I ate this while they yucked it up in there. That's just
Are you
that's
kidding
so
me?
awesome.
It's always the byproduct or the
Oh,
offcut,
God. Yes.
the other one, right?
No, did you explain the process with this one?
The process, this one here was literally, I seasoned it, vac sealed it, put it in the cooler overnight, and then today I took it, fired up the oven to about 550, got it really hot, and then just blasted it for about 25 minutes.
So,
and then turned off the oven, let it sit there for about 45.
As I sit there and look at it, I can't help to go, now, Mr. Sean, did you use Kinder's seasoning on that? And did you have your shirt on while you were rubbing that
boys.
meat?
I had
He's our favorite. We love Kinder. We love old
I
man
use this
Kinder.
blend,
Well,
and
thank you,
see
Sean.
him. He's awesome on the side.
he
I think
is. He's a great
we've
dude.
mentioned him if you see the video of this show. He's a mentor to all of us in some way. So he's got an awesome blend, and we took this blend and we threw it on that prime rib. It's good stuff. Now, the other other hunk of prime rib that I did over here, same process. I tied it, cut it off the bone and tied it. But this one, I vac sealed, seasoned it with the butchery smoked meats rub, and then sealed it. And I
take a
cooked
look,
that
too.
thing to 129 degrees in the sous vide. It was in there for about 6.5 hours. And then I put it in the cooler overnight. And then today I took the pellet grill, the Traeger, fired it up, got it about 420, 430 degrees, and put that bad boy in there for about 15 minutes.
And that was the first thing I noted as I was stealing pieces of it was that smoke ring that was on it. You want you got it?
Immediately. Look at I wish I could. There's a good, healthy smoke ring on this.
Yeah. I think part of that is the cure too gives a little bit of ring, and that was I used the smoked meats rub, so that has a little bit of cure in it. So that itself is gonna lend to some of that color, the pinking or coloring.
Prime rib train coming through.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
I'll leave that for
Oh,
you.
isn't that beautiful?
And you
So this
said
one is really
6
nice.
hours in the sous vide.
6 hours in the sous vide brought us to about $1.29, and then I put it in today, and then I temped it when I pulled it out. It was at a 129, 129 and a half,
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean,
130.
that's the beautiful thing
it
about
kept
the
its
sous
temp,
vide.
and even after, but it looks like it's still got the juice.
I
It's
can
still
see
kind
it.
of coming
Oh,
out of there, which is
trust-
really awesome. So I'll turn this around.
Those pieces that
Look
accidentally
at it.
fell off after the knife hit it tasted great.
I hate when accidents like that happen.
Like, look at
I mean, it
Watch.
was just
like a really good infomercial. Look at that! Look at that!
Oh,
Hey, I tell you what. Listen,
I'm telling you what, QVC.
and it's
eat
not
your
injected.
heart out.
That's USDA Prime, 25 days wet age, and then it's sous vide and then cooked in that smoke. That looks awesome. Let me slice up a couple more slices and make some more friends.
Make
Go
some
ahead.
friends.
Yeah.
Making
So-
friends. Making friends.
Sean, tell us. Your wife made coleslaw and baked beans. Coleslaw was really good. I'm not
Carolina
much.
slaw.
Yeah, I was gonna say coleslaw, hit or miss. I'm okay, whatever there. But the baked beans, what did she do? I thought those were excellent. If you do know,
it was a
oh, here we go. They're coming out of the woodwork now. They see prime rib.
it was a Jamaican mix.
I'm
It was
telling you,
like
a little bit of sweet, a little bit of
mix.
heat.
Yeah.
Phenomenal stuff. Really nice stuff. Here, get in here, Sean. Look at this. They got that crust. I'm telling you. Oh man, I don't get too excited. I'm pretty excited about this.
All right, here
Ladies
we go,
and gentlemen, Darren McCarty's here. We're gonna have to.
Dave. Hey,
I think Darren McCarty might have to try a piece of meat.
Is it Wednesday?
That's right.
Oh, it's Dave. Oh,
He has
Dave's.
no idea.
Dave and Mike are here. Oh,
It's Wednesday somewhere.
wow.
Here you go, buddy.
Well, it just so happens.
Oh, that's beautiful.
God bless the butchery.
So this is the sous vide one, right?
This is the sous vide one. It's gonna have a little bit of smoke going on there, but it should be just pretty
Mike,
much
hold on, I
straightforward
got some
prime
for
rib.
you.
Yeah, we got tons.
Mike, don't worry about it. We got some for you. You don't need to steal from Mac.
Now the sous vide one. Let's see how this one's not as warm, but oh wow, look at that.
I mean, I can't stress enough how impressed I am with the nailing of the temperature on this.
Dave, that's a good flavor.
Doing it a day before, traveling with it outside, knowing it's still cooking while you're traveling, and this is still temped perfectly. If you like it a nice medium rare.
Yeah, I mean if you like it more than medium rare.
Which you should.
Who?
Yeah, well, some people like it more, and that's fine. To each their own.
Where did Mike
So try that one. That one's a little more rare than the first, but I think the sous vide one looks really nice.
Old Man Kinder. That's it. Mac said the flavoring's unbelievable. You went Old Man Kinder with this, huh?
Yeah,
Why,
and it's
thank
got a
you,
nice look
Mr.
at that
McCarty.
nice little crust. Stick, you want this one, bud?
Stick isn't complaining.
Please, sir. More prime rib.
There you go.
Art, would you like some?
This. And we've also got some some horseradish sauce there. I also did something different this time. Normally I just throw a salt crusted baked potato in the oven. I threw those bad boys on the Traeger, so they might have a little bit of smoke to them. So yeah, I'm gonna give you one, Mike.
Yeah,
you wanna
give me
split
one
it
of
and
those.
make a friend.
I need to try
Bam. And then
that
I brought
fixin' you brought there, that truffle honey.
some
on
truffle
my
honey.
potato.
Yeah, I got a little.
That is really good.
It's a little earthy. Got some nice smell to it there. Sweetness.
Yeah, I gotta try this. Now, this also goes along with what I was saying, that Buffalo Wild Wings now has that truffle hot sauce
Yeah.
for
Oh yeah.
the wings. I do like that. Not everybody is a fan.
Mike, we talk about this all the time. My wife just absolutely cannot stand the fact that I'm the biggest Buffalo Wild Wings fan there is. Like I love all their
It's I
sauces.
love it.
We sell their sauces. They got them bottled now. We sell them at the
Yeah.
store. And she's like, "Oh, you're crazy," but because I can make a decent
Mike,
wing.
you and I were together the first time we tried the truffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it together.
In Howell there.
Yep.
This here, the cap on the ribeye. I think this piece here, I'm gonna.
Wait, is this good?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
my
pretty
goodness.
nice. Do you like the horseradish? Is
Yes.
That, yeah, that's
you
your.
know I do.
Yep.
Except I still can't taste it, which
See, that's what I've got.
does that make sense? It's there a little bit, but not a lot of it. I
That's
hate
a question I have for you, Sean, and I think it's very pertinent. You during you had the COVID.
it. Yes.
Did you experience any taste loss? I'm going to tell a quick story before you answer. I got a really good friend in the wine business. We're talking 30 years, advanced sommelier, very smart man when it comes to wine. He's getting out of the business because he got COVID, and he was like, his taste buds are just shot. They're gone. Like it so he doesn't have that same. And he said it's ruined his life from the standpoint of that's his
How
career.
long's it been?
The son, it's been some time. He got it early on, and he was not no different. I think no different than us, quite frankly. Smart about it, but we're not like under a rock. We don't we know it's
Yeah.
a virus. It's like you can't hide from it, kind of thing. Like,
Where have I heard that before?
so, but no, I'm being serious. Like, it affected him from that standpoint. So it's just something that kind of made me a little aware of that. And then I thought, whoa, Sean.
The only thing that certain foods I can't taste as strongly, but did I lose my taste buds? No. Sometimes I get really tired. Like
Okay, yeah.
Art, I know you've been like even a couple weeks later. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, my daughter and I took a very long bike ride, like a very
Yeah,
and nothing. We didn't go across the nation or anything like that. Man, when I got home, I mean, it was like honest to God, it felt like somebody dropped a truck on me. Like I was gassed.
Just energy levels just hitting a lot harder.
Yeah. So
And
it,
how about-
just that.
I didn't mean to cut you off. How about her? Because your daughter got it, and that was
Totally
kind
fine.
of
Nothing.
just younger. Just
Yeah,
the immune system just
absolutely.
plowing through it. Huh?
Nothing.
And
yeah.
to talk about the age and the weirdness of it, again, this could all be in my head. Me and Sean have been talking about it. I had the exact same symptoms as Sean, or side effects, I would call mine, or side effects from the vaccine.
Yeah.
That same fatigue. We had the same stomach issue.
I couldn't
where
eat.
we lost our appetite.
Yeah, there was a rock in my stomach. Yeah.
I felt like
couldn't
I
eat.
felt full at all times, and then just like Sean, that made my brain think I'm full, and I lost the desire to eat.
Okay,
So it was
so maybe
probably,
mental
it was about
thing.
6 days.
Yeah.
And when we were out to eat, my wife would order. I wouldn't. I would nibble on something just because I'm like, I know I have not
Yeah.
eaten today, and it's 8 o'clock at night.
Right.
I do need something. It was the craziest thing. And when me and Sean sat down, almost identical to what he had from the fatigue and the stomach is what I had, or I feel I had about a week after the vaccine.
That's why I didn't, I don't know, I wasn't trying to take it any political way. Or it's more from the food, the
I
aspect,
will.
the taste, and all that kind of thing. No, it devastated me hearing the story from the friend the other day, and I thought, food is so important to our relationship, and just how we communicate, quite frankly. And same thing with Mike.
Yep.
That's what brought us together.
All jokes aside,
And
the one thing that we can all agree on is this is a serious thing.
Yeah.
It has killed people.
100%.
People have been very sick. I'm not making light of COVID at all.
Right.
Although it was light on me, it was very light on me. Art, I know I told you I could have come to work every day. I could have been here at Woodward every day. Art wasn't that way, or this person wasn't that way.
Yeah.
Just because it was easy on me, I don't want one human being to think, even though I've had incredible differences with the way that the whole COVID crisis has been handled. Whitmer was a joke. COVID is very serious. COVID is very
100%.
serious.
But
Yeah.
locking people up and hiding isn't going to take the virus.
Thank
And
you.
I mean, where do you hide that? You put it in the magic box somewhere.
going to Ohio this week. There's nobody in Michigan to infect. I mean, it's.
Right.
I'm sorry, it was dumb.
Yeah.
It's a virus.
This is the last thing I'm going to say on it. I'm telling you, I harken back to your show, and it was like, I think it was when the restrictions were loosened. Art said in that booth, I swear, I almost died. Art said, so at exactly 11 o'clock, COVID goes to sleep. Or COVID
I
comes
did
out.
after the
Everybody's got to go
vaccine,
in.
it was about 10 o'clock, I went to
Like
sleep.
my mind was blown. I was like, I didn't even think about it like that. Like just the chain that anyway. So thank goodness that you still have the taste buds, because
That would be devastating. Like I lost my appetite,
how else will my ego get fed, right?
and that crushed me to lose my appetite. I wasn't cooking, I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
We were on hockey trips, which I love to find like new restaurants to go to, and I had no desire for any of that for that short period of time. So that sucked, but at least I could
was
taste
only-
the food.
thank goodness it
temporary.
was short-lived.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was temporary.
yeah.
It was mild.
Mine was about 9 days.
I'd
I'd
say mine was about 6.
Yeah.
Mine was
I
about,
just
about
no
6 days.
no hunger whatsoever.
And just
none.
like you, when it came back, it came back.
Oh, it was.
It was like that gif of
I
the
told you,
Undertaker
I
coming out of the
texted you.
coffin.
Mike, I texted you. It was literally last Tuesday. I texted Mike and I go, "Hey, my appetite's back." That's really all I needed to say.
What are you
'cause it was-
doing?
Yeah, exactly. What's on the grill?
That's awesome.
So, if I can jump back here,
Yeah, totally.
this is going to be a Captain Obvious question for you.
No, I hope not.
This salt on this potato.
Yeah.
I try this. I olive oil it. I roll it in some salt and pepper. It never stays it's gone during the grilling process. How the hell did you get your salt to stay there?
Okay,
Because
let me
this
tell you
is-
exactly what I did.
That
with this.
adds such a great season to it.
So this is kosher salt, right? So it's much coarser.
Yeah.
And so I literally rinse these potatoes off in the water, just in water, and they're still damp. I dump a boatload of salt on top of those
So maybe
potatoes.
I just need to do more.
Yeah, a ton of salt, and it kind of comes off on the falls off the sides, if you will, of on the pan, the sheet pan or whatever.
Okay.
And my thing is this: baked potato, like anything else, you got to do it the right way. So I want to seal it in. So I start my baked potatoes at like 350, 375 in a basic oven, or in the smoker. I started them at 400. It was on high when I was blasting the prime rib, and I just kind of almost like I'm sealing in and kind of starting that. Jump starting that cooking process,
Yeah.
as is the best way to put it, and that kind of seals a lot of that salt on there, and then
Okay.
you turn it down and kind of let them bake slowly,
Do
and
their-
do their thing.
work their magic
Yeah,
in-
yeah,
in
100%.
there. I mean,
that prime rib
funny.
is money.
It seems
It looks really good.
It really
a baked
is.
potato
It's
seems so
really-
simple, but yet your little added flair there is what I'm going to have to do.
So you can take prime rib and make it like this and literally roll the dice, right? That I just did it traditionally, and you can tell this is a little bit on the rare side. That one, I couldn't really. It was very hard for me to mess up that one that was in the sous vide, and that it just turned out so much. Yeah, it turned out really nice, I think. So I think from now on, I'm gonna say this. I'm probably gonna make my prime rib with the sous vide. Yeah.
Hold on.
And like that's really.
Dave, I think
Because I'm a real believer in the blast it for 5 minutes a pound and then turn off the oven and let
Yeah.
it sit in there for an hour
The
and a half,
Alton
2
Brown?
hours. Yeah, Alton Brown, love it. Yes,
So-
perfect.
this is now. We have to go back and see how many things you've switched to the sous vide on. Because you,
Oh my gosh,
after we've
the
done
tomahawk
it with the
steak,
sous vide,
the reverse sear on
you
the-
are
oh my
like,
God,
you've been. You know what? I'm a sous vide rib guy. You know what? I'm a sous vide prime rib guy. You know what? I'm a sous vide tomahawk steak.
You're
guy.
right. Those sous vide rib tips were really something.
Oh my god, unbelievable!
I like you always bring something I think about. Oh man, that was really cool.
Now the
Have
more-
you flip then?
I definitely I don't know about flip, but I think
I mean, it's a definite cheat code.
that's what it
It
is.
is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think in my advanced age, no, with the 2 kids,
Don't
the
talk to me
business,
about advanced
all
age.
this stuff going on, you know what I mean? Busy, whatnot. Having that crutch, yeah, that's like a cheat code. I love that. That's the best way to put it.
Absolutely. It's the Connor McDavid of of cooking.
Boom. Put them on your that.
Do you
that
see Art's head pop up? Art,
instant.
All right,
What, Connor? What? Who?
So Dave, people can come in and they can. This is one of those things. I'm not joking. This is. I always make this joke, but it rings true. If I can do this, and I have done this, you can do this. It really is
100%,
not
yeah.
a difficult proposition at all. As a matter of fact, the cool thing about going to see Dave, and I've heard this from many friends who went in to see Dave and they didn't know that Dave knew me. If you ask for Dave and ask Dave questions, Dave's the type of dude that's going to sit there with you and tell you how it should be done.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Everyone. I agree with that. Everyone that I've talked to and sent to Dave says that.
I've never been accused of running out to talk to people, but I've also never been accused of shutting up once I do start talking to people. So I think it works out great. If you want to talk to me, 100%. You ask for me, I'll talk to you till
But
you're
the
like
key is
I'm
to
done.
ask for you.
Yeah, but if not, I'm not. I don't like to bother
You're not
people.
gonna come out
Yeah,
there.
no.
And you got to wait because I know Dave in that background is saying, "Who the f is this guy?" Gosh, I don't want to have to. And then he comes out and it's all different from there. And those guys like Darren, those guys will get a hold of me and they're like,
Listen.
"Oh my god, Dave, he's so awesome." I'm like,
I learned some things from Sean. Sometimes when they turn on the lights, you gotta.
Absolutely.
No, I kid.
Truth.
No, 100%. Like
Truth.
you're a good guy all the time, but when you're. I'm gonna tell. This is a great story, and we might have told this story on this podcast already. But Sean and Mike are hanging out in the store, and we had a fan of Sean's happen to walk in, and it was like, hey, and he's talking to me. Hey, butcher guy, I see Sean Baligian over there. Yeah, that's Sean Baligian. Can you introduce me? Sure, yeah. And the whole time this guy is telling me these stories, like he knows Sean. And I say, sure. Hey, Sean, this guy over here wants to talk to you. And Sean's like, what? Like, he says he knows you. And Sean stood there, looked at the guy for about 2 minutes. The guy from afar stood there and looked at Sean for a couple minutes. And the guy looks at me and goes, he doesn't know who I am. But Sean, long story short, Sean walks over, talk to the guy. You guys talk like you knew him forever. That's it, that same kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're not going to walk over and bother the guy. Hey, I'm Sean. Look at me. That was what I was kind of getting. Like, I'm not going to be, hey, I'm Dave. I own the meat market. Come in.
look familiar?
Yeah, right. I'm the boss. Let me tell you what's up. None of that stuff.
"Hey, I got a great story. What about that one time a fan of mine came in?"
Mike, you have a lot of fans. Get out of here.
Mike does have a lot of fans. Don't it?
Dudek.
Yeah, don't.
He's
No,
like,
don't.
listen,
Don't
yes,
be
yes.
listening to that. Mike's got a lot of fans, especially on Twitter. They don't talk to me. They talk to Mike.
This is true.
They go to Mike.
To the point that people think that that Mike is at the butchery all the time. Like, he's got such a celebrity that I tell you, people are like, where's Mike? Mike? I don't know where Mike is today.
We don't have any Mike
he's
working
doing
here.
his thing.
The guy on Twitter.
It's so funny. I love
he's
it.
got, he's
Oh,
got
he does.
He's
Art,
the best.
right, you're right
All right,
about
listen,
that.
we only have a couple minutes left.
Yep.
Dave, is there anything that you want to say? Mike, anything that you want to get out there? I know you guys are going to be seeing this a couple days from now. This will usually drop, what, Friday afternoon?
Friday
if I'm not
night, 2
mistaken?
o'clock.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to get out there?
I
No.
can't wait to barbecue with you guys again.
I was
just gonna say, yeah,
The
enjoy this weather.
NHL playoffs are just around the
Yep.
corner. Once those quarantine teams finish all their games, it's going to take a while, but we've got
So
to
maybe
do
a
it
little
again.
hockey
We're going to
barbecue
do
in
that.
the
We're
works.
going to do that.
And I
We're
know
gonna have
we
a
were
little
talking before, and Stick was saying, trying to encourage people to send out the pictures of what they're grilling. Grilling season is open. We know you guys are on your grill.
Oh, yeah. Show
and
us your
if
meat.
this is for 2 o'clock on Friday, you better have something on the grill already or have plans to have something on the grill Saturday and Sunday. And we want what's on your grill when we say, show us your meat. Nothing else. If you want to talk about equipment, you can
dick
show us
pics.
your tool. And we can talk about that. Speaking of a tool, I am going to very soon get to witness one of those master-built, gravity-fed charcoal grill smokers in action.
Really?
Yes.
Is that what you're
So
getting?
is-
I'm not getting it, but
You know
Sebastiano's coach bought one. Randy
nice.
Temple. Randy, how you
Nice.
doing?
What up, Randy?
Golfing with him here in a couple minutes, and he bought one, and he sent it to me. He was getting all the chemicals and stuff off it. He was
thing's
firing
huge.
it up, and
It's
I'm
beautiful.
like, I need to see it. And he was explaining it, so I have a better understanding of how it works. Now I want to see. It's very similar.
Feed you with charcoal.
It feeds feeds
And then
down
the
in
gravity
charcoal.
kinda pulls.
Yeah, it's just going to come on down. It's got the fans just like the Traegers
Pushing,
and the
yeah.
convection type stuff. And then in the bottom where all the ash and the hots fall is where you will put your chips. And then
Really?
that smoke blows into there, and you can use lump
Interesting.
charcoal. He was very excited, so I'm very excited to see it.
More
I know
natural.
he likes
Yeah.
the pork butt, he likes the ribs, and he'll put stuff on there.
Cool.
And he's been going back and forth, and I'm like, I can't wait to see this thing in
do
action.
a
It
full
looks like
report.
a beauty.
Yeah, totally.
It looks like
Love
a
it.
beauty. Another master built beauty.
Love it. Hey, Fish, thank you. Art, thank you. Art,
Totally.
the first official set director here, and he did a great job directing the set.
He did a better job not coming over here and attacking the prime rib.
Mike Iverson, Dave Hubbard, go check him out. He's a chef. He's a butcher. It's the butchery on Orchard Lake Road in, I don't know which, Keego Harbor,
Sylvan
Sylvan
Lake.
Lake. You
It's
know
all the
where the
same.
hell
Yeah.
it is, and you know where to find us here on Woodward Sports. See you next week.
Thank you, Woodward.